In this video, we'll take a look at where you can find the sample project, which you'll look at for the rest of the videos, and then we'll take a look at that sample project. It's important to note that the sample project itself may change over time, as will the list of future videos. I'm always thinking of new topics and making a simple area of the demo project to show that off, and then we'll be recording videos around it. But you'll always get the sample project in the same place. So on the /unity URL, you'll see links to many of the articles regarding Unity and game development. And it is the tutorial series Unity 3D C# link that will take you to the table of contents for this series. So as I complete each of the videos and make them available, this will be updated with completed there, so you can check back and know that the sample source is uploaded and updated, and also that the HD video is updated. At the bottom of the page here, if you're not logged in, you can take a look at some of the videos, but in order to get the downloadable project and see the full series, you'll need to log in. And sign up on the site is free, but the sign up is required for the member video resources. So assuming you hit that link and get the project downloaded onto your desktop, for example, we would go ahead and open up Unity itself. I'll go ahead and do that now. And once that's open, you'll then use File and Open to open the project that you've downloaded. So that would be File, Open Project. I've already opened up the Unity with Cocktails project, which is the one that we'll work through. So let's take a quick look. The naming of with Cocktails, it's just a loose theme for the project where a lot of the terminology involves beer and wine and different mixed drinks, just as a way to tie the projects together. So within the project itself, if we look at the source code, there's one folder for Community Assets RMC Library. That's a custom library that I have some reusable source in there. But the bulk of our lessons are all sitting in here inside the Unity with Cocktails lessons directory. So we're using the project panel here to take a look at the source files within the project. Within the project, you're able to change from a list view to an icon view. I prefer the list view. And you can see there's a folder specific to each of the lessons we'll step through. Now, the source of the project that you're looking at may vary depending on when you download, because I will be updating this regularly. But I'll try and maintain the same order so that if you're looking at lesson 2.1, for instance, you can be sure that inside there's exactly one scene. You'll double click on that scene and the scene is going to show here. Then in general, I'll put some simple instructions, which in the case of the primitives where we're looking at some simple data, you'll just press play, look at the console, and press stop. So let me show you a little bit about the layout that I think works best. What we're looking at here is the layout of the windows by the default that Unity gives you. But I prefer something slightly different. So I'm going to move the console over here, make it a little bit larger. And I may also split the game view from the scene like this for some of the views. In fact, let's just do that by default. Remember, the scene view is the editable look into the scene as it's being constructed, where your items are all laid out in a 3D space, and game represents the end user's experience. So it may look similar in some views, but the idea is game represents the final graphics with the final camera position that the end user would see. So in order to save this, we'll just go ahead and save layout, and I'll call it Unity with Cocktails. And then each time I start up a lesson, I'll be sure to toggle over to that. We may move some of the windows around for other lessons, but in general, this is the setup that I like. Then when we click into a given lesson's code, so I'm going to double click on this C# file, it's going to open up the default editor, MonoDevelop. And once it gets set up, it will jump right to that piece of code. So quite a few of the lessons will be looking at source code inside MonoDevelop, and then we'll be tabbing back over into Unity, perhaps in here hitting play. So the instructions for the primitives lessons again says press play, view console, press stop. That would be something like this. I press play. The console on the right here is showing us output, which we'll get into the specifics of in each lesson, and then press stop, which I press play again, it toggles off. So that's generally the cycle that we'll do. We'll look in the project window for a particular folder, we'll open up a scene. Inside that scene, we'll be able to look at some source code, perhaps some assets and materials in future lessons. When we open up the C# class name for the project, it'll open up MonoDevelop and we'll do the work there. That's it. Thank you.